In February of 2025, I got a chance to ride my wife's Spyder. There were several things about it that are kind of quirky. One is starting it. So once you turn the key on, you have to wait for this safety message to come up. Once that comes up, you can roll the throttle forward and shut it down. Then once you start the bike, you can take it out of park. Then you have to roll the throttle forward, pull back on the paddle shift to get it to go in reverse, and then you can back up. So the bike will actually downshift by itself. You have to manually upshift it with the paddle shifter on the left handlebar. If you see here, when you take off from the red light, I'm paddle shifting it up. So if you look below the speedometer, you'll see the little number 2. And as we go along, it's 3. And then we'll go into 4th gear. And it has 6 gears, so you can advance up to 6th gear if you like. We're just not at that point yet in this rural area we're in. So as you ride along with this thing, it's actually not very bad. It is kind of stable. One of the things my wife likes about it is she doesn't have to worry about a clutch or a front brake. It's got one brake down on the floorboard, which controls the front and rear. It upshifts manually by you, but it downshifts automatically. So when you get to a red light, you merely just upshift and it's already downshifted for you. I do like the mirrors. If you look down here, you can see the mirrors are very clear. They give you a lot of vision behind you. Also, the instrument panel is very large and it's a big display. It's easy to read. That was one of the things I liked. The windshield, it's okay. It goes over my head. It gives me a little bit of buffeting, but I'm a tall guy, so I'm kind of in the way. One of the other things my wife really liked about the Spyder, or likes about the Spyder, is that she doesn't have to worry about putting her feet down. That was a game changer for her. Don't have to worry about a clutch or front brake, putting her feet down. She's ridden other bikes before. She's had Rebels. She's had Honda Magnus, a Honda Shadow. So this was a game changer for her. So she really enjoys the fact she doesn't have to put her feet down, worry about putting her feet down, or basically worry about dropping the bike and busting something. That made it. In this next video, you see we're making a hard right turn, a 90-degree turn to the right. It's a little awkward because you have to pull your elbow in all the way towards you. But once you get used to it, it's not bad. And it does turn very easily. This bike has an independent suspension, so as you're going down the road, it kind of feels like the front end's wobbling all over the place, but it's not. It's actually the independent suspension. So when you go into a corner, this thing feels like it's going to toss you off. So if you're going in the left-hand corner, it feels like it's going to throw you off to the right. So one of the things they tell you to do, and it does work, is as you go into the corner, if you're going to the left, plant your right foot against the floorboard. It makes a world of difference. It does give you the stability that you need, and it takes away that feeling that you're going to go flying off of it. Now here we're coming up to a stop sign. We're going to make a left-hand turn. One of the things with the Spyder, you do steer it. So it's not like your motorcycle where you're pushing on the handlebar one way or the other to make it lean and go into the curve. You're actually steering this thing into the corners. So we're going uphill here. It does have a pretty good pickup. It accelerates pretty well. I'm not really flogging it here. It's not my bike, it's my wife's. But you'll see we do get into 6th gear. The GoPro doesn't show it very well, but we are going uphill. Once again, the independent suspension gives you that feeling like you're being tossed around or jiggling around. But once you get used to that, it's not bad at all. You kind of ignore it. The curve, so turning takes a little bit to get used to, is planting your foot on the opposite side of the curve you're going into. But like I said, once you get used to it, once you plant your foot, it works pretty good. One of the other things I wanted to mention about this is when I was riding it, I noticed I would be touching the center line. I tend to stay towards the center line of the road. I don't know why. I would catch myself and push over to the right and get centered up again. But lo and behold, then I'd be riding the line on the other side, and I'd move myself back to the center and then be back on the center line. So I don't know what the gig is with that. I notice my wife does it too. It's just the nature of the beast, I think. You get so in the road, you're trying to ride like a regular bike, but you end up towards the left a little bit and then over to the right. Not a big deal, just something I noticed, something you have to be aware of, because you do have to face oncoming traffic, and they're not all motorcycles. You've got cars and trucks that also hug the line, and it can be a little hairy sometimes. Overall, it's not a bad bike. It's a different ride. I felt like I should have been up like 3 or 4 inches higher. I felt like I was down in it too far. They do make a different model. My wife's is the F model. They do make a different one that sets you higher. She's got all the storage. She's got the frunk. She's got the trunk bag, and then she's got the 2 saddlebags. Got tons of storage on it. Heated grips front and rear. She's looking to get a heated seat somewhere down the road. It's a nice little ride, and when I get to that point, I could probably deal with one of these things. It's not bad. It takes some getting used to, as I said. But for her, she's at that point now, and she likes it, and she does very well, and I'm surprised she took to it very quickly, and I'm proud of her. And the best thing is we can ride together again, her on her bike and me on my bike, although I have no issues with her riding on the back of mine. But it's a good time together, and it makes us feel like we did 10 years ago when we were riding our motorcycles together. So if you're interested in the Spyder, there's a quick review, nothing too heavy on it, but there you go. So enjoy.